Good morning, good morning. I sit here and I think of things and I think of people in general. And I think of Donald Trump this morning and the things that he said. And I could go back to one thing that really resonates me with something that he said was somebody asked him, he wants to, can you quote anything from the Bible? And Donald Trump's, no, he doesn't want to touch on that one, blah, blah, blah. I think I seen a bunch of backpedaling there. He couldn't even say one goddamn thing. And what comes to me, my mind is, God will send you a great delusion that you'll believe a lie as the truth in order for you to be deceived. I mean, I may not be quoting what's out of the Bible, but I do believe that's pretty close to the truth of what it says. And as a matter of fact, I said, if you want to ask me about, the Ten Commandments, I could probably rattle you off them too. And with knowing things like such as that, maybe a person has some ethics too, and they won't do things that would offend the Holy Father in heaven. I think Donald Trump's done that, but that's only my opinion. You know, Thou shalt have no other God before me, the Holy Father told Moses at the burning bush. I believe. Hey, how about this one? Take off your sandals because you're upon holy ground. You know, Here, how about this one? Thou shalt honor thy mother and the father. Well, Donald Trump, I don't believe honored his mother at all. And I can honestly say I honored my mother regardless of what she put me through. And I was telling her at the end, if this all comes to light, what's going on, Marietta, you could end up in prison too. There's no barrier on age. And Donald Trump, if I could say that to my mother, I could say that to you. You know? And I sit here and I speak because I goddamn can speak from a place of, hey man, I don't have millions of dollars, but I have the truth, and that's far better than your money. That stinks. That's connected to crime, theft, not even paying the contractors on your job. Because why? Because you're stealing from Peter to pay Paul. You've climbed yourself to the top and even lied that you're on the business top 500. Your apartment is actually, 7 instead of 14 or 21, and you wanted to list it at 21. The top value is how I look at this. And if people watch the things, they'll understand what I mean about the top value. Now, just saying that alone. Now, you out there that's looking for a bid on your home, you know what's a good bid? The materials doubled plus 20% is a pretty good bid if you're going to get somebody to do the work for you. You're looking for a bid like that. But a lot of people that's in Donald Trump's thing, they want to 300% and 20% on the top. And if you figure out the numbers, they're going it, and that's exactly what they're doing. And the number ends up to being 5, like on Fifth Avenue, man. So you're getting burned if you're dealing with Fifth Avenue in New York City on Donald Trump's watch. Matter of fact, in New York City, because Donald Trump is right there, what is going on in New York City besides buildings that are being pumped up, overvalued, so he can what? Get into the next building, so he can create jobs down there. But what he's doing is he's no more than a panhandler, panhandling from one job to the next job to the next job, and he's only paying what he has to, and he's fucking sticking the rest in his pockets to build up his empire. Just saying the truth. I had a real estate agent, Wealth Without Risk. He got involved with people too. Donald Trump got involved with people too, and now he owns a big amount of money. And Donald Trump's looking better dead than alive. Matter of fact, I just love that when my brother's wife, Rosebush, do you smell the roses? Jerry had to marry somebody with rose in it, rose. And also the rose on the Fairhart's house up there in Morton, Washington. Do you smell the roses? It's because they're in bed together. You know, my brother, the way that he smiles and stuff, and he tells me, you have to beat people on paper. Oh, well, my brother, he's showing up in court because my mother and them has created a atmosphere around me where they were stealing my assets and collecting what I have like a bunch of thieves. You know, my mother's house and all of our assets was stolen from me. Everything that I was supposed to receive from my inheritance from my mother, I was told by my sister Bonnie that I'm not going to get my inheritance. Debbie's keeping it all. Debbie and Terry's keeping it all. It's not Jerry and Terry. She uses Debbie and Terry because Terry Shortridge was the murderer. That's supposed to be a threatened point with me. That using Terry. And they put Terry Marks. Debbie, it was something. My mother said, I've released Debbie so she could get married. I released her like a caged rabbit or a caged animal in a cage. That's the line of wording that, you know, responded to me, the way that she was saying that. I've released Debbie to marry Terry. You know, when her and Terry Marks got married. Well, I didn't understand the X marks the spot. As a matter of fact, Terry Marks worked over there. He ended up getting a job at the Green Hill School that there's in trouble about, and there's a lot of drug paraphernalia and stuff going on there. And matter of fact, I put up a video a while back about it. You know, everything's there. I mean, they forced people to comply in Lewis County, Washington, or die. My dad was the guy that did the job, and they were using me to threaten people because they had just come over and see me, my family members, and get me riled up about somebody, and then, you know, pretty soon I'd just go and give that person a visit because they came on my radar for some reason, and my family's brought it up. They've been playing this one person against this person because possibly somebody said something to them, and they want me to come and see them. Because when these people see me, they're like, you know, what the fuck's going on? I'm asking them, now tell me about my family. Oh, no, I can't say anything to you. I can't say anything to you. What's going on? Why don't you tell me? Why don't you goddamn just tell me what the fuck's going on? And you know, that's been going on for all these years. All these years. And then, you know, the bowlers in the bowling alley, Jesus Christ, they'd just come in and smile because these were the same bowlers that bowled in Mossy Rock, Washington that knew my dad. You know, we knew your dad. You know, like that. And Ida Cambitch, she just hugs me and put her breasts up next to me, and she goes, I knew your dad. You know, she ended up being my bowling partner. She was a pretty good bowler, too, in Lewis County, Washington. You know, and I bowled the 300 game with her, you know, during our 9-pin no-tap league. And Herb said, well, it's 9-pin no-tap. And I said, well, I really did bowl a 300 game. It was for real. And matter of fact, another guy that was in the bowling alley, we both had brand new combat zones. I had mine a few weeks earlier. He seen my combat zone. He wanted one like it. So he purchased one. Herb got, you know, the deal. He made the money on the ball. He made the money on the drilling. And me and that guy both went out the same night and blew 300 games in that bowling alley that night. And maybe it's in the newspapers. You know, it should be under the 9-pin no-tap league for that summer that I was there. But regardless whether it is or not, a 9-pin no-tap is not really a sanctioned league. It's just a fun league, you know. So anyway, I had no pressures, and he had no pressures to bowl a 300 game, and both of us did. I don't know if he well, the pure one, but I know mine was a pure one. And Ida Cambridge just came out and jumped into my arms on the lanes, old woman. Oh, Ida, you know. But anyway, that's just the way that things were and things are. I mean, I like to see people moving forward. So when they come in the bowling alley and they tell me their problems, I want to know. I guess I don't really want to know their problems, but they feel they need to vent. Oh, here comes another one. Would you like a cup of coffee? It's right over there. Just drop a dime right there in the cup. Herb wants 35 cents for the first cup. It's 10 cents afterwards. Can you beat that anywhere else? No. 35 cents for the first cup. 35 cents, 3 and 5 is 8, like 8 cigarette butts. And then 10 cents afterwards. Perfect. You got it. And that's the Zodiac way. I was watching Herb on the way that he did things around the bowling alley and stuff, and he's really, I thought he was really one of the best employers I had, because he had let me do things out of the box, and it created money for him, and he loved it. And he treated me good with a smile, but then he couldn't live up to his end of the bargain. He couldn't sell me the bowling alley after he had promised it to me. I never quit and moved on when people started telling me negative things. I tried to make him live up to his end of the agreement, but he couldn't do so. He comes back and says, I want you to work for me another year. And with the devotion and the that I gave him, is he's wanting this. But he has paid me no incentive to do so. Matter of fact, he's put me on. Here, I got slow people now. He's got me on. I got lots of slow people. People are pulling over and looking. Hey, isn't that nice? So anyway, he just couldn't live up to his end of the deal, and it's because those bowling machines and equipment was put in a Penroyal trust. I believe that is the exact words that Judy Hewitt was telling me was the bowling equipment's in Penroyal trust. He can't sell it. I confronted Herb on that because I confront people on things. And he says, well, I could sell the bowling machines and the business sense of it like that. And for him saying like that, I had to expand on the whole thing. What I did decide was I was going to buy the Morton Bowling Alley, the Centralia Bowling Alley, and the Fairlanes Bowling Center, and I was going to turn on Herb Kreitzer for the way his antics and stuff was. Just to tell you, that's how diabolical I am. And my wife, Karina, she was in my house, and she seen all the plans and stuff, and I always told her, I said, you can clean my house for money. You and your kids can come here and clean my house while I'm gone. But don't ever go into my office upstairs. And the day that she went in my office and she told me that she seen my plans on the wall, because I put my plans up so I could see them, she confronted me with it about buying this. What does it have anything to do with her in her mind? I don't know. But I do tell you, that woman, she was my wife. I was married to her, and I kicked her ass right out of my house, her and her kids, that very moment of that very day when she started telling me about my business and what she was seeing in my house when she was spying on me. So anyway, I'm just leaving it at that, and I tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and if it wasn't so, I wouldn't be here right now. You have a nice day, and thank you for being here. Thank you, America. And you know what? When you see these Republican backbiters, you just look at them and say, now, can you explain your actions, why you're doing this, and maybe why you're spreading false information that's untrue? It's untrue. It's untrue. Tell them 3 times so it reaffirms it to them, because they need to know over and over and over, we're not buying your shit. Mr. Trump or the Republican red suckers that has been appeased by abusing people, and they want to pay back good people for something that happened to them when they were children. You have a nice day. Under 15 minutes. Bye.